Let's put the women and children to bed and go looking for fucking dinner, all right? On one, ready? All right.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
The Mask.
Yo, welcome to another episode of the Mask Podcast. I'm your host, Mark. My co-host, Rick. Rick, what's going on, bro?
Oh, no, not a hell of a lot, man. We're ready to go. That's it. That's all I got this moment. Unless we get.
He said, that's all I got. That's all I got. We ready to go. Once again, this show was being produced by my good friend, Joe. Oh, I'm about to say Joe, say hi to everybody, but you know, Joe don't speak. Y'all can't see Joe, but Joe is here in the background doing, I don't know what he's drinking. Okay, so if shit goes wonky, that's because Joe is in the background drinking. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen with the show. Like shit might get sideways.
Don't worry, my screen is blurry, Joe. It's not.
Yeah. But let me see. We just had I guess week 10 in the NFL. We can say this every week. Every week has been crazy. Like if you are better, such as myself, you're probably just losing money all over the fucking place because no one is doing what they're supposed to be doing. Teams that should not be winning are fucking winning. Mm-hmm. If you're betting on the spreads, just stop because that shit just don't exist anymore. I don't know what else to tell you. I seen. Yo, we had a fucking Trey Lance sighting. Like. That's how you know this NFL season is crazy. There was a Trey Lance sighting for the Dallas Cowboys this weekend. That shit is fucking crazy. But you know, as always, the first half of the show is a recap, our weekly picks, our weekly power rankings. Then we're going to jump to the second half, which is hot topics with a special guest. So we're going to kick it right off with, I guess you could say what, the first game of the week last week? I guess that's how they go. First game of the week last week. We had the Baltimore Ravens defeat the Bengals 35-34. Yo, sometimes I got to ask, do I be typing these fucking scores incorrectly and shit?
That's it. That was the final score.
Well, damn. The Bengals scored 34 points? Yes, without T. Higgins.
Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase went off.
Yeah, so on that note, Rick, your quick thoughts on this game.
Division game, these two played each other tight last time. They played each other tight this time. This came down to the wire, man. These two teams, if they meet in the playoffs, that's going to be the game of the freaking year. It's wild because on one hand, Mark's over here saying, yo, I don't think Baltimore's that good. On the other hand, I'm like, yo, Baltimore might make a Super Bowl run. And when you watch games like this, it's like either one of us could be right in that situation because they'll play the Bengals, and the Bengals will be back and forth with them, and then they'll lose to the Browns, but they'll dominate other teams. You're like, would this team find its identity or not? Like, what is going
on? As me and Rick always say every week, division games. I don't give a fuck what your record is. You could be 0-8. And the next team could be 8-0. Like that division shit. It to some it means nothing, but to the fans within that division, it means like these teams know each other. You're talking about 2 times out of a year, sometimes 3, depending on the playoff seeding. Like it's always going to be a rivalry, and that AFC North that is a rivalry. This game right here was everything that you wanted as a football fan. Fuck being a fan of the Bengals. And fuck being a fan of the Ravens. This was a football fan's game. The running game was non-existent. You would think with like Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, it would be like 200 yards rushing on the ground. I don't even think Baltimore's hit 100 yards total as a team. Somehow the Bengals just remember how to play defense. I don't know what the fuck that was about. But once your season is on the line, like somehow, you just come out and play. And fucking Jamar, this is how I view shit. And granted, I've never played in the NFL, but something always bothers me. Like if you got a Jamar Chase as a defense, the ball is going to him. This man almost had 300 yards receiving. And it's like, okay, who's going to get the ball? Hey, number one. Can we stop number one? Yeah, we can stop number one. It's like 4 of us back here. We can stop him. No, you can't. He embarrassed the shit out of Baltimore. And yet, Baltimore still came out with a W. I don't know how to fucking call that.
just raw talent right there. And see, the thing is it took him a while to get going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like earlier in the season, he was he's still playing all right. I don't want to take anything away from him, but this was like the game where he needed to have the breakout, and he did. But he's strung together the past few games with kind of that breakout mentality. So it's good that he's getting hot. Maybe not so much for my playoff hopes, but we'll talk about that one later.
Hey, look good for my fantasy team, though. I ain't gonna lie. Joe, like, man, fuck you. But on another look, Baltimore moved to 7-3. Bengals fell to 4-6. I'm not saying the season is over. It's still not over. But that was a great win by Baltimore. Much needed division win for Baltimore. Next up, we got. I don't know what the fuck this was. You know what? I was watching it and I was like, fucking Panthers and the Giants. Like early in the morning, I'm like, this game is going to be ass. And it kind of was ass in the beginning, but towards the end, that shit got very fucking interesting. Overtime game. The Panthers defeated the Giants 20-17. Rick, any thoughts on this game?
Well, I'll say this. The London games are tough for anyone. Yeah. I know the heartbreaker for Giants fans, and their season, is feeling like it's over already.
Man, that shit was over doing Hard Knocks.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I'm sick of Daniel Jones being the scapegoat on this one because, again, at the end of the day, someone says in the chat, that's the last game Daniel Jones isn't the reason the Giants suck. He threw 2 interceptions, but first and foremost, tell me a quarterback that doesn't throw interceptions. In the history of the game, who has not thrown an interception? Who hasn't had multiple interception games? So you're going to tell him bad game against a bad defense. Okay, I'll agree with you on that. But at the end of the day, y'all got more to fix than just Daniel Jones. We've said it multiple times this season. He didn't have a bad game. So this time he had a bad game. Get the fuck over it. What was their other option? Who were they getting outside of Daniel Jones this year if they didn't stick with him?
True indeed. My criticism or praise of Jones, I'm going to reserve till later on in the second half of the show.
All right.
As far as the game goes, man, God, I always pronounce this dude's name. Hubbard, Chuba Hubbard. Well, how you pronounce his name, yo? Hubbard. For Carolina, this motherfucker. He kind of built like Darren Sproles. Dude is fast. Poor Miles Sanders. That has got to suck for him. Because he was signed to actually be the featured back, but it didn't quite work out. Hubbard is a beast. And the other good part about this is somehow, some way, Bryce Young has found joy in playing quarterback again in the NFL. Now, maybe this is a route that a team like the Colts should take with Richardson. Like, sit down for a few. But honestly, Carolina had no intentions of putting this kid back into their starting lineup. We're going to keep it a buck. So I don't give a fuck what the owner say, coach say, GM say. That was never a plan. Y'all plan was to let this man sit on the fucking bench forever or possibly trade him in the offseason. But the last few games, this kid looks like a quarterback. And then what's interesting is he's throwing. As they was rounding off the names, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this guy? He's throwing to a bunch of fucking rookies. Like y'all traded away. I mean, Adam Thielen is. I think they opened up the practice window for him, but he's throwing to a bunch of fucking rookies. Like this whole team is young. They're learning on the fly. You gave away your top defensive player, so it's like this whole team is just like, I want to say the Bad News Bears. They're just like a fucking JV team. They're like the G League team that's coming to the NBA. They're all fucking young. They're going to make plenty of mistakes, but you're putting it on that quarterback. You took away every weapon that this quarterback has, and then say, "Hey, let's give it to the old head, Andy Dalton. He played one good game, then he fucked up like the other four." Y'all put Bryce. I put Bryce back in there. I think they won a 2-game winning streak now. Like, let this young kid rock. This dude, like, when I see a quarterback smiling, like, you know he's having fun. This dude been smiling for the last 2 fucking weeks. Let this kid rock. He played hellified ball Sunday morning. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, I think as we dive deeper in this, I think the NFL is too quick to pull the trigger, and we've said it time and time again. We're too quick to pull the trigger on how bad a team really is. I think the NFL needs to switch their mentality and start hiring these guys and start looking at the bigger picture of a 5-year plan. Because there's no way you're going to tell me that the 2 seasons that these coaches actually last, on average, new head coaches and new quarterbacks, typically last together 2.5 years. You're not telling me you're turning over a 53-man roster in 2 years. It's not going to happen. You're not going to be that good in year 1, year 2. It's not going to happen like that. There's the rare exception. Don't sit here and be in the chat and be like, but what about this team? It happens. It does. But it's that those teams are usually the exception, not the rule. They need to start looking at those 5-year plans. Where are you going to be in your first year or 2? Where are you going to be after year 2 into year 3? If you're not meeting those benchmarks, by all means, move on. But don't fire these guys because you got the worst you had the worst team in the league. You got the first round pick, and in year 2, you're not getting it done. Oh, time to get rid of this guy, to get rid of the head coach.
They're actually the second oldest roster in the league is Carolina. Holy shit. Really? Who the fuck y'all got on your team? They must be riding the bench. They ain't getting no playing time. I said, I don't know who the fuck these older players are.
Linemen.
But, you know, like, once again, we'll talk about the Daniel Jones shit later on, but tough loss by the Giants. Actually, they are now, I think, 2-8 or 2-8 now? The Panthers are better than them. Panthers are now, 3-7? I mean, I know. I'm getting excited for 3 wins. I'm getting excited because, you know, look, because it's Bryce Young that led them to 2 of the fucking wins. So good win by the Panthers. Giants, no fucking know, yo. I have no fucking idea what's going on with y'all. But move on to the next game. Hey, a game that's close to my motherfucking heart. My Philadelphia Eagles beat the dog shit out of the Dallas Cowboys 34-6. Rick, quick thoughts on this game.
They're the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to get into a lot later.
Oh, hell yeah.
There's a lot more thoughts on this, but Dallas, you have a backup quarterback. You went out and got Trey Lance as a backup to Dak, and what was he, third? You went with Cooper Rush over him. I don't know, man. This team does not seem prepared. It doesn't seem ready to play. They don't seem like they have any heart, and they're playing in a division game where the Eagles are on the uptick. Like, they needed to have a strong showing, and they didn't.
Fuck Dallas. Look, I'm just happy they won. You know, would the game been closer with Dak? Yeah. You know, according to Jerry Jones and his bullshit, which we'll get into later, it probably would have been the same score. Like, I can't wait till we get into that topic. But good win by my Eagles, man. One thing I don't like is the stadium with the sun like that. And they was like, well, how did CeeDee Lamb miss the ball? I'm like, dude, the fucking, like, the sun, like, what the fuck were they thinking when they designed that damn stadium? I'm looking at the sun. I'm like, damn, as a player, I wouldn't know what the fuck going on. Imagine playing baseball in that damn stadium. That's just
Jerry
impossible.
Jones went on a freaking rant afterwards. Like, what the fuck? Like, he's crazy, old man. We'll get into it.
Hot potato ass. You know, all in all, good win on all 3 phases of the game for the Eagles, man. Much needed win. You know, we actually I think we actually leaped ahead of the fucking punk ass Commanders. But we got them coming up Thursday. But good win, good division win for the Eagles, man. Move on to next week. Next game we got coming up here. We got I don't know the fuck happened here either. Like I said, don't trust the betting shit, the spreads. Don't trust none of that shit. The Chiefs beat the Broncos 16-14, and what can only be described as a what the fuck was that moment. Rick, any thoughts on this game?
I think the Chiefs got extremely lucky here. and I'm so sick as tired of saying that every fucking week, but like, are they really just that lucky, or just teams beating themselves? Now, granted, this wasn't even supposed to be a close game. The Chiefs are supposedly so good that the Broncos stood no chance, but the Broncos were up the majority of this game. The Chiefs didn't get back in it until late, so they won on a last-second blocked field goal. And at the end of the day, man, Jesus, the way you look at this is the same way you looked at Tom Brady and the Patriots. Keep your foot on the gas until they blow that final whistle, dude. You got to try to score on every play, and you got to try to stop them on every play. It sounds pretty generic, but it's the Chiefs. If you give them that last second to block the field goal, it's going to come out there a blocked field goal. You know.
Yeah, the Broncos had this game once again. Young quarterback, not too great of a running back. Ground game, and hell, they even lack receivers. And I don't even know how the fuck they winning games. To tell you the truth, Broncos at that point they got a great fucking defense. But the Chiefs, like we can sit here and say, oh, they winning games by this much. They winning. I always say it every time we talk. The name of the game is to have more points than your opponent at the end of the fucking game. I don't care if it's 3-0 or you win by safety 2-0. Long as you fucking win. And somehow the Chiefs are finding ways to win. Even when you think they might be in a decline. They're all-pro quarterback, all-world quarterback, future Hall of Famer, future GOAT. He's not having the best season ever. What he's actually having is a winning fucking season. Mm-hmm. These dudes are on a path of a three-peat. Fucking three-peat. And they're 9-0. They're still winning games. Like, no. If he's not having a good game, let the defense have a good game. If the defense not having a good game, let the special teams have a fucking good game. And that's what they did. They saved the fucking victory as that's their fucking job. Either you run a touchdown back, you block a fucking punt or a field. Like this, that is you get paid to do that. They're winning in all aspects of the fucking game. Plain and simple. And it was a division game at that.
Yep. There it is.
So, good win by Kansas City. Much as I hate to say that, much as we all hate to say that, because y'all are becoming the new New England Patriots that everybody just hates just because you're always fucking winning. It ain't nothing personal. We all love Andy Reid.
Oh, after they lost in the playoff, or they beat my Dolphins last year in the playoffs, it is personal. We just gonna talk.
Oh well, look, as y'all see, it's personal with Rick because they beat the Dolphins. But look, good win by the Chiefs, man, and the Broncos. Keep your head up, like on some real shit. Keep your head up, because shit like that's not gonna happen every fucking week. At least I hope not. That'd be some crazy shit. But good win by the Chiefs. Next up, shit. Sorry, Joe. Pittsburgh beat the Commanders 28-27 in another great fucking game. Rick, quick thoughts on this game.
Oh, this one stings, but you got to say it. Game on the line, you got to stay on sides, dude. That play was never being run. At the end of the day, the game comes down to that last play, and I'm sitting there and I'm just like, wow. How does I mean, it's designed that way. There's always that chance that someone's going to jump off sides, and that's a heartbreaking loss. This was a fun game to watch. Nobody should walk away from this game with their head hung. Like it was just a good game. Sometimes you just lose good games.
I agree. It was mistakes all around. The Warren fumble, like at the 1 yard line. I was like, I felt sick. Like, oh my god, I felt sick for him, yo. Once again, and I'm gonna look at the Commanders. Like, yo, no Brian Robinson, Austin Eckler. He is not a 3 down back. Not having Robinson back there did hurt them, and it did hurt, Daniels some. That does hurt. They are one of the premier rushing teams in the NFL. So you lose a major figure in your backfield like that. And this is what I will say before we get off of this real quick. And we can talk about it, and maybe it's just coincidence. But I was always told there's no such thing as coincidence. Would that offsides have been called if Justin Fields was in the backfield, if he was a quarterback? Well, Fields had made that hard, he had done that. That's something we would never fucking know. But what we do know is the experience of Russell Wilson helped that at the same fucking time. So, look, great win by the Steelers. That was a great fucking game. And I don't give a fuck about either fucking team, tell you the truth, especially the fucking Commanders. I hate them motherfuckers.
Well, let's check in with all those Mike Tomlin haters, Steelers fans.
Man, look, I ain't even gonna go there with them.
Come on, I ain't heard a peep
Can
out.
the Kansas City Chiefs keep the drama down, setting themselves up for the soap opera tragedy? Hey, look, Julio, look, I don't. They're winning. They got drama, but hey, New England has same drama. The fucking Dallas Cowboys smoking coke outside, when they was on their motherfucking run. Mike Irvin doing his thing. They was all fucked up. Going for a three-peat. It's never easy. And as far as the Mike Tomlin haters, they're nowhere to be found. That meme or that video where they showed Homer Simpson coming out and then going back into the bushes and shit. That's the fucking Mike Tomlin haters. And me, I call niggas. I call motherfuckers out in a minute. We got some on the fucking team MBS media who was like that. Oh, fucking Mike Tomlin ass. I haven't heard no shit like that in the past 3 weeks though. But
been real quiet.
Yeah, right now I'm doing the Homer Simpson shit. So I'm just gonna be quiet on that motherfucking. All right, after that, oh shit. I don't know if Steve is in the chat or not, but we had a baseball game. We had a baseball game Sunday. The Vikings beat the Jaguars 12-7. What the fuck this was?
I gotta pull this one up because I watched it and I'm still in disbelief.
Yeah. So you got any quick thoughts on this game? What the fuck was that game about?
Another. First thing I'm going to say this from the side of I'm going to let somebody else talk on the Vikings here, but I'm going to say this at the end of the day. It's another game that the Jacksonville Jaguars lost by less than a touchdown. How many games are they going to be in this year and lose a close game? As ugly as it was, they're the opposite of Kansas City. They've got a lot of these close games that they can't find ways to win. These guys are just losing close games. They got to find a way to put it together. Is it coaching? Is it the quarterback? Something's got to get them over that hump.
I agree. And once again, as we talk about the betting shit, Jacksonville had Mac Jones. I'm not here to dog Mac Jones. I thought Mac Jones was okay until Bill Belichick fucked him up in his second season. He went down there to Jacksonville, and I don't know what the fuck. Now, don't get me wrong. Vikings have a good defense. They have a good defense. Now, I remember in the beginning of the year, we kept hearing through Greg in the chats and even on the show. Wait till week 3. We're going to see the real Sam Darnold. Wait till week 4. Wait till week 5. Wait till week 6. Okay, Sam Darnold threw 3 touchdowns. As we spoke about earlier, you're going to have those moments where everything is just not clicking. The point is, can you win those fucking games when it's not working? 12-7. Whether or not it looked like a fucking Minnesota Twins and the fucking Miami Marlins playing 12-7, it don't matter. At the end of the day, Sam Darnold got his team to 7-2. They're fucking 7-2. Sam Darnold threw 3 INTs. Okay, cool. That don't mean he fucking stinks. He had a bad fucking game, just like we talked about earlier with another quarterback. He had a bad fucking game. Should they have blown him out? In my opinion, hell yeah. They were playing with their backup quarterback, which used to be a starter for 2 to 3 years. So at the same time, though, you're coming in. Your team is fully healthy. Hawkinson is back. Addison. You still got fucking JJ. You still got fucking Adam. Like your team is whole, but you snuck out a victory. And at the end of the day, that's all that fucking matters is you got the fucking W. So Steve, good win.
We could say this. I mean, I want to put a little asterisk by that because even though you're getting their team healthy and they're all back on the field at the same time, they still got to figure out how to play at the same time, at the same speed, figure out their assignments, who's getting the ball. There's a lot more than, hey, we're just finally healthy. And if they haven't played all together most of the season, it's going to take a week or two for it to gel.
I agree. Then, I mean, I'm looking at this shit, yo. They ran the ball 43 times for almost 170 yards. Fuck it, Darnold. You can throw 3 interceptions. We're just going to run this shit down their fucking throat. And that's all they did. $170 on the ground. Like, shit. You can't beat that. That's why you got Jones. Who else they had run the ball? Cam Akers. Like, I forgot dude was still in the fucking NFL. I ain't gonna fucking lie.
Well, if you look at it, Sam Darnold also threw the ball almost 40 times. They had a lot of freaking plays in there. Jesus.
Damn, he threw the ball 38 damn times. 24 for 38. But 3 INTs, no touchdowns, though. But still, shit. I mean, look, once again, you walk away with that damn W. Good win by the Vikings. Y'all needed that win because there's a tough road coming ahead, which, once again, come the second half of the show, we're going to dive into that as well. And I might piss off some Vikings fans, but ain't my fault. I don't boot for the motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck. All right, next up, we got, I don't know, once again, you fire a coach, you start winning. I don't know what the fuck going on. I guess that goes for every team but the fucking Jets. Anyway, the Saints beat the Falcons 20-17. Rick, quick thoughts on this game.
No one saw this coming.
Not a motherfucking soul.
Just as much as we praised, holy crap, drawing a blank on the QB there. Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Just as we praise Kirk Cousins, there's always that one ugly ass game that just a game he shouldn't have lost. And I feel like this was that one. I mean, it's going to happen every year. Division games, man. We can keep saying that. I feel like be the ones we're just knocking over the head today. Division game against a tough team. They had something to prove. They had, coming off firing their coach. They were going to come out hot and ready to prove that, a lot of these guys want to prove that they deserve to be on the team still. So will it last? Who knows? But good win by the Saints.
Yeah, this was a terrible loss for Atlanta. And like you said, you can never count out a team that's coming off a coach firing because they always want to give that extra for the new coach. Well, once again, unless you're the fucking Jets. It's just Atlanta just got caught up in the hype. Not the hype, but they just got caught up. Wrong place, wrong time.
That's that trap game.
Yeah, that's just the game. It's a division game. Is it going to make a difference in the division? Fuck no. It's not. But that's still a game you should win. You're supposed to win that game. And you failed. Kirk Cousins did not have the best game. Still threw for over 300 yards, but no touchdowns. Threw an interception. The offense just had a bad game. At the end of the day, they just had a bad game. They stunk it up. Shit happens, yo. You take that loss and you just move on.
I agree.
Next up, we got the fucking return game of McCaffrey. 49ers beat the Bucks 23-20. Rick, thoughts on this game?
Well, if I recall correctly, this one came down to a last-second field goal?
Yep.
That says a lot about the Giants, or not the Giants. Wow, they're playing like the Giants lately. Apparently, the 49ers season. It's not as pretty as it's been in the past. I'll tell you that much. And you got Christian McCaffrey back, but the 49ers are banged up, but not as bad as the Bucks, and they barely squeaked by the Bucks. We keep seeing a new Baker Mayfield every time, he faces adversity, man. I feel bad for him because he didn't deserve what he got in Chicago, and here he is just out here balling. And even though they're depleted, he's still putting out games and still keeping them in games.
Once again, like I said, we had some good plays this week. The shit with Mayfield holding off Bosa with one fucking arm and still completed a pass. Now get me wrong, That shit was not better than the Saquon Barkley reverse jump or whatever. But this is Bosa we talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Mayfield is like, dude, I ain't going to fuck down. I mean, yo, that was a remarkable play. And then he still completed once again, whatever happened in Cleveland happened in fucking Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about that. It just didn't work. Well, at the same time, when does it ever work out for a quarterback in Cleveland? I mean, let's keep it a buck. But the toughness that this motherfucking Mayfield has, yo, that's Nick Bosa. Like, I'm far from bitch. But Bosa got his hand on me. I'm going to the ground. I'm going to the ground.
All right.
I'm sorry. Mayfield was just like, nah, bro. Injuries killed the Buck season. Yeah, their top 2 wide receivers, is out. Right now, you're just playing just to try your best because, well, you got games on your schedule, so you got to play them. But they're playing with a bunch of fucking heart, and they still almost won this fucking game with all the hype surrounding McCaffrey in the fucking 49ers. And then, one thing that no one ever talks about, because you look at them as a model organization, but yet Debo is a fucking problem. He's a head case. Like, you're over here trying to fight your fucking kicker and your fucking long snapper, like literally just taking swipes at him. Like, dude, that's not cool. That's some Cleveland Browns type shit y'all got going on over there.
Well, I want to touch on that because at the end of the day, I'll come back to the Debo stuff because that's ridiculous. I saw that and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, you won the game too. Like, you're just getting hot and heated for no reason. But at the end of the day, yeah, I touching back on that Baker Mayfield thing, I'm glad you brought up that stiff arm because that's what I mean. Like, he didn't blow the doors off statistically, but that heart is keeping them in these games. That desire to keep plays going and passion to win needs to be commended because that's why they were in this game to begin with. This game should have and could have been a blowout based on how good the 49ers were, but they're falling apart at the seams, it looks like, this year.
I agree. At the end, good win by the 49ers. Buccaneers, yo, once again, we know what y'all going through. We're not looking down on y'all. We know that y'all fight like you lose your top 2 receivers. Like, it's not too much that we're going to expect from you. But, Baker Mayfield, dude, you look, hats off to you, bro. You a tough little motherfucker. Yo, I'm going to give you that. Next up, we got these motherfuckers just keep winning. The Bills defeated the Colts 30-20. Rick, quick thoughts on this game.
Fuck the Bills. That's my thought about this.
You know what? You AFC East motherfucker boy. I thought the NFC East was crazy. Jesus.
Yeah, listen, there's nothing to say about the Bills. They started off the season not so hot, and they're catching their second wind all of a sudden. They're what are they, 8-2 right now? They don't look like they could be beat. Yeah, it's the Colts. Yeah, they're not doing so hot this year, but Josh Allen's still finding ways to get it done. He's finding ways to will his team. Whether it's on the ground, through the air, he's just playing his ass off, and we can't take that away from him.
True indeed. No touchdown for Allen, throwing 2 interceptions. The Colts, I mean, you're playing with an 80-year-old quarterback. I mean, hey, look, man, you gotta love Flacco. I mean, Flacco gets a lot of respect, around the NFL. He's another tough cookie. Jonathan Taylor had a beast of a game. Once again, that's another dude that you just forget that he's playing. You forget that Jonathan Taylor is still playing in the NFL. He's producing, but this Bills team, man, 8-2. Every time you look at the schedule, like, oh shit, all right, this game they may lose. But then every time you look, you're like, well, damn, they won another one.
Mm-hmm.
Like damn, like at what point do y'all just lose? You little fuck, like dog it. But good win for them. They're clearly running away with the division. Sorry about your Dolphins. I mean, but they're just kicking everybody's ass at this particular point. And the Colts, better luck next year, yo. So at the end, good win by the Bills. Colts, see y'all next year. Shit, this game right here. The Patriots beat the Bears 19-3. Rick, quick thoughts on this game.
Quick thoughts. I mean, the Patriots may look like they found the solution to their woes. I mean, I'm not saying that they're going to come out and instantly run the table and win the division, but they're getting it done with Drake May. I mean, can't take that away from them.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. You good.
I'm pulling it up here. I mean, first and foremost, you beat the Bears. The Bears are 4-5. You beat them on their home field. You got to 3 wins. The Patriots have a little bit of heart, and we said a few weeks back that they're going to upset some teams. I'm not looking forward to playing them later in the season, but we'll get into that as we talk some of the playoff scenarios we have being kicked around. Somebody's got to find out what's going on with the Bears, man. They should not be this bad.
Yeah, facts all the way. The Patriots, good win. Drake May, get this guy some help. I mean, of course you can't do it right now, but get the guy some help. Seems that the hell cursed Bears have not won a game since Halloween. Now I'm thinking about benching Caleb Williams. You cannot bench Williams. I really don't think it's Williams because now we're seeing the same problem that we've seen with Williams that we saw with Fields. I think it's just a fucking organizational thing. Now they're trying to the New York Jets route and get rid of their fucking offensive coordinator in the middle of a fucking season with a rookie quarterback. I don't know what the fuck that's about. I really don't. Not that you demoted the dude. You fired the motherfucker, and he's a rookie quarterback. Now he got to learn somebody else shit in the middle. That makes no sense. But once again, we're gonna talk about that shit in the second half of the half of the program. But good win by the Patriots. Bears still 4-5. I'm not saying you're out of the playoffs. I'm just saying you're 4-5.
Well, here's the problem, and maybe we'll get into it a little bit deeper. The problem with the Bears is there's no intensity. There's no sense of urgency. There's no need to get that big playoff. It just seems like they're going out there and going through the motions.
And that's a damn shame because they had, a lot of potential. But once again, second half, we're going to touch on these little fuckers. Oh, shit. You know what? Next up, here we go. The Cardinals dog walked the New York Jets 31-6. Rick, quick thoughts on this game.
You know what? I'm going to tell you straight up that everybody can jump on this Jets team for losing bad against the Cardinals. But I said it when the Dolphins barely lost to the Cardinals. And there were people on social media like, oh, no, the Dolphins lost an ugly game, blah, blah, blah. And they're going on their rants and whatnot. I'm like, y'all are only saying that because you don't respect the Cardinals. Like, the Cardinals are a good team this year. We say it week in and week out. They're going to surprise teams. They're going to be there. But on the other side of the coin, the Jets mentally, they've given up. The Jets have given up on the season. You could see it on every play. They're not playing with any heart. They're just like, let's get the season over with. Let's get this game over with. Let's go home.
I agree. I watch, especially on my days off, I sit up there and, you watch SportsCenter, Get Up and First Take. Pretty much it's the same show like every fucking hour. I mean, really, they recycling the same shit. I be like, damn, y'all just sit in the studio, just talk about the same shit all fucking day long. Of course, watch Pat McAfee. I love that dude's show. ESPN be letting them motherfuckers say whatever the fuck they want. Jets are making all-season plans. Yep, we're going to talk about that because that's exactly one of the fucking topics, too. I love that fucking show. And I love it because, for one, Aaron Rodgers, win or lose, comes on that show every fucking week. And he has to face the fucking, I love that. But that's something that no one ever talks about when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't run. Mm-hmm. And McAfee, that's his boy, but they still want to ask him the fucking questions like, yo, what the fuck are y'all doing? Right. So I like Rodgers' takes on it, but the Cardinals are leading their division. Yes, the same division with Seattle, the same division with fucking San Francisco. Who the fuck is the other team in their fucking division? I'm bugging. Who
Cardinals,
the fuck is
Rams.
Oh yeah, they're not important. It's like no, but they are leading their division with the little bobblehead of a quarterback that they got. Like every time we run, I always think bobblehead. That little motherfucker head big as shit. It's like he just got a natural guardian cap on this shit. But no, let me stop. No, but they are playing great ball. And they are being led by a former, Eagle, defensive coordinator. But I'm just gonna leave that one out there though. But it was a great win by fucking Arizona. Much needed win by Arizona. Jets, your season is over. Just call it what it is. Kyler when healthy is legit. No fucking doubt about that. Kyler,
I wouldn't even say it when he's healthy. When he's got his mind right, when he's got his focus locked in, he's legit.
Yeah, I agree. Great win. Bad win for the Jets. Ha ha! All right, next up, moving along here. A surprise team for me. I just happened to just really check their record today. I was like, holy shit. The Chargers beat the Titans 27-17. Rick, quick thoughts on this game.
It looks like it was a quick turnaround for the Chargers. At the end of the day, let me pull up some stats here. What in the world is Justin Herbert doing in the world of frickin' football today?
Being Justin Herbert?
Justin Herbert. What the hell? 27 points. Man, he didn't even throw for 100. Barely threw for 150 yards. They didn't rush. They didn't have a single back rush for more than 55 yards. Are the Chargers being led by their defense right now? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, they are. They are a Harbaugh-led team.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's what I wanted to get into. I mean, Harbaugh. I was looking for him to get Justin Herbert to the next level. Right now, it doesn't seem like we're there yet. But does he need more weapons? But it seems like he put his focus on this side of the defense. I mean. The Chargers have always had that good defense for I would say about the past 4 or 5 years. They've kind of been led by their defense and derailed by injuries.
Yeah.
We knew this was going to be kind of their focus. The Titans are just playing bad football. We can't even get too much into that because it's week in and week out. They're playing bad football and they're still building themselves. So we can't even take that away from them. They're not a good team. They've still got some work to do. They're another team probably thinking of the offseason.
I'm surprised about the Chargers. Then like you just said, you were waiting for Harbaugh to take Herbert to another level. However, what if the next level is just fucking winning? Fuck the yardage.
Right.
Let's win. You look at him and his brother. Of course, you got Lamar Jackson on one side, but that's something fucking different.
Mm-hmm.
But the majority of his quarterbacks are not flashy quarterbacks. They just fucking win. Like at the end of the day, do you want the 4,000 yards or 5,000 yards, or do you want to be the one winning division titles and Super Bowls? I think that's what Harbaugh is preaching to them. Like, yo, let's just fucking win. Fuck all the yards. Manage the game. Let the defense take over. This is how I won a national championship with fucking Michigan.
Right.
And let's get it together. That's what I really. I mean, I'm not in the fucking locker room. But knowing Harbaugh, like we watched him over the years, that's been his message since, going back to San Fran with Colin Kaepernick and the rest. Like, it's never been about the yardage. It's just been about get them fucking victories and let's hold this trophy.
Smart fundamental football, essentially. Take care of the ball, control the clock, get the win.
Yeah, exactly. Good game right here. All right, we got the Lions defeated the Texans 26-23. Rick, quick thoughts on this game.
This was an ugly game.
Yeah, laugh at that shit.
Well, here's where it makes me kind of laugh because it explains just how good the Lions are. If you tell me any other day of the week, any other game of the season, a quarterback threw 5 interceptions and still won the game, bro, no way. No, I'm not believing you. That man threw 5 interceptions and they still beat a good Texans team. That's how good the Lions are this year. That's not to say I'm ignoring their mistakes. If they go on a run, if they fall apart, if they continue to have games like that, it might be time to count them out, but I don't think they're going to have many games like that. So Texans, they lost kind of the mojo that they had last year. It's kind of fallen off a little bit this year, but they're not a bad team. Just a good win by Detroit. Just stay with it. Just keep their head in their game.
The crazy shit. Sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No. You good. Keep your thoughts.
Oh, no, that's just it. That was the final of it. I just think that, you could say what you want about the Texans, but they're still leading their division.
Yep. There you go. There you go. That was, good game, even though the Texans are a little fucked up on the receiver side of things. However, we got 5 interceptions. That's cool. That, once again, shit happens where, the ball, and some of them interceptions were just fucking crazy. Like some shit, I believe it's fucked up that it actually goes on a quarterback stat.
Right.
Like it's like, yo, it's really not his fault, but yeah, it got to go on his fucking stat.
Mm-hmm.
But what I take from the game is not golf. I take away they held Mixon to 46 yards rushing on 25 carries. That's what I took away from the game. Because everybody keeps saying, oh my God, their defense is going to suck because they lost so-and-so. But as we talked about last week, and the week before that, and the week before that, and the week before that, have they lost a fucking game since Hutch went out? No.
Nope.
If they went on like a 4-game losing streak, I would say, oh my God, that is a big loss. They have not missed a beat since they lost their best defender. So, I wait a minute. How many times Strauss still got sacked 4 times without their best defender, and they're still 8-1. They're still fucking winning. Did I say it right? Yeah, they're 8-1. They're still fucking winning games. This was a great win by the Lions. It was, against a worthy opponent. Actually, they've been playing worthy opponents like damn, they're all fucking year long. So great win by the Lions, man. 8-1, still in my opinion, the best team in the NFL to me. The Texans get healthy. That's all I can't wait to see how healthy again. I mean, we won't see Diggs, but Nico Collins is on his way back. So great win by Detroit. Oh shit, yeah, I did say this game for last. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I really am. The Dolphins.
Yes, sir.
Beat the Rams. 23-15. Rick, quick thoughts on this game.
I ain't got no quick talks. I got a lot of thoughts on this one. But at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you what. The one thing that impressed me is you brought it up a couple of weeks ago, just how good the Dolphins defense is playing right now.
No one talks about that shit.
Right. They have a top 10 defense, and nobody's saying a word because they're losing football games. But at the end of the day, their defense showed up and showed out last night. The offense was a little bit off, and then the defense picked them up on it. I mean, they didn't allow the Rams to score a single touchdown. And there were times when I'm like, dude, this is where they take the lead, or this is where they cut it within a field goal, and Miami would just buckle down and force another field goal. That defense is something to keep an eye out for the rest of the season. The Rams are no joke. The Rams put up was it 27 on the Packers a few weeks back. Like, the Rams are a good football team. They're just starting to get healthy. So that's the biggest takeaway. Don't sleep on their defense. The offense, yeah, they still got some struggles. And I'll say this. I said this to my uncle last night because he's a Dolphins fan. I was like, dude, the Dolphins defense is a top 10 defense, and they still don't have Bradley Chubb. Like, he's still coming back this year. They're going to get stronger. So.
And like you're saying, the defense has been, we would say carrying. I think they got 3-1. But once again, they didn't have their quarterback. So no one can sit here and tell me that having Tua back has not lit something under the rest of the players. Tyreek Hill, he's still not where he should be. Because I think they're still trying to get their footing together. Just so happens they only got 3 fucking wins, so they got to kind of get their footing back quick as fuck. But at the end of the day, it was a great win by the Dolphins. It was great to see the Dolphins be the Dolphins. The Rams, look, you still got 2 great fucking wide receivers, and you still got an awesome quarterback and an awesome running game. You just ran against a defense that's just playing lights out. At the end of the day, that's what you ran into. It fucking happens. You ran into the Dolphins that we were supposed to see if Tua was healthy. Plain the fucking simple. That's all that fucking happened. Dolphins are just a better team than the Rams. People don't want to admit it. I'll admit it.
I will say this. Someone said it on I forgot which one of the talk shows this morning. Like the one thing that nobody talked about, and it seemed like it was off all season long, is the Dolphins are also beat the Rams because at the end of the day, I feel like they were outcoached. I think Mike McDaniel and his Anthony Weaver outcoached the Rams head coaches there, and that's what mattered. That's the decision maker. A lot of big plays coming on defense, and a lot of looks thrown at them. A lot of them were coaching calls.
I agree. Good. Good fucking win. But we're gonna talk more about the Dolphins in the second half of the show. Joe, we got picks and we got the rankings. You want to go into them now or a commercial break? Fuck it. Joe said keep rolling. Motherfucker, we keep rolling.
Let's go.
All right. So, all right, quick. What we got? Let me see. We got our weekly power rankings coming up. Let's see what the hell Rick that came up with this week. Because y'all know Rick. Some of Rick rankings be wild as shit. I ain't gonna lie. But no. Actually, I think Rick did pretty good with his top 5 this week. I don't know. I think mine's still kind of better though, but you know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling. All right, let's see what Rick got for his top 5 this week.
I knew I mistyped it.
Shit! What you supposed to have?
I wanted to flip after that loss. I wanted to flip the Commanders and the Eagles. Dang! I knew I typed it wrong. Anyway, yeah, I think that my top 5 stays pretty much the same. After that tight loss against the Steelers and the Eagles, just whooping on the Cowboys, I do have the Eagles at 4. I just meant to copy and paste it and switch them out, but I never did. But I have Commanders at 5, Eagles at 4.
All right, so you got the Ravens at 3, Detroit at 2, and pretty much your rankings pretty much do say the same.
Yeah, fuck the Bills. That's all I'm saying. No,
yeah. And Kansas City at 1. All right, that's not bad at all. Of course, I'm happy to see the Eagles up there at 5. I know Joe is happy to see those fucking Commanders at 4. The Ravens and them 3 has been like pretty much like neck and neck, all season long, especially for you. Yeah. So that okay. Oh, you know what, Ray?
I would say that I hate on the Bills, but like they deserve to be in there. I just can't. I couldn't figure out where to place them yet.
It's
100% sold on them.
I can't lie. Some of this shit has been a little bit, as we get on through the weeks, they have gotten a little bit harder and shit. I ain't gonna lie to say and think like, damn, do I take this team out? Do I take this one out? But I like that. Eagles. Well, you said Eagles at 4, right?
Yep.
All right. So it's Commanders at 5, Eagles at 4, Baltimore at 3, Detroit at 2, and Kansas City at 1. That's a pretty fucking solid list. I can't even joke you on this shit. And Lord knows I want to. All right, so I guess we come up with my crazy list. All right, so I made a mistake right here, right?
See, we both are fast.
Yeah, I put week 11 when I meant to put week 12. But I got Baltimore at 5. I got the best team in the NFL at 4. My Philadelphia Eagles. I got Buffalo at 3. I got Kansas City at 2. And I got Detroit at 1. Yes, Detroit is still number 1 to me, even though that Kansas City is undefeated. I just think Detroit played a better fucking record, better opponent so far, and pretty much have been beating the shit out of teams handily. Kansas City is still undefeated. They still a monster, so I got them at 2. Buffalo, I don't know how the fuck they keep winning. I really don't fucking know, but I cannot knock them out of the top 5. My Eagles at 4. That was a good win against Cowboys. Even though Cowboys are whack, but Eagles are on like a 4-game winning streak. I cannot dispute that. And then the Ravens. It was hard for me. It was Ravens or fucking commit. Like I was going back and forth with that. I was gonna do a slash and let them share the top 5. But I'm sorry, Joe. I look at their level of competition. It's just not there yet. And then the Ravens did beat them as well. So I got to look at their head-to-head matchup. Then we'll see what happens Thursday when the Eagles whoop their ass. I mean, when they play. All right. So with that, y'all also know that every week Rick and I do our weekly picks. So this is where we're at so far, heading into week. We'll be at week 11 or week 12? No, week 11.
Going into week 12. That was no. I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah. See, the power rank threw me off.
See, yeah, Rick is beating my ass. 105 to 47. I'm 152. I don't know how Rick got 5 more wins than I do. I swear he's cheating. I don't know how. But once again, as we say every week, we damn near over 500. So 10 weeks in, look at our picks. We both got over 100 fucking. We both picked over 100 fucking correct picks. So, fuck you, NBC and CBS and, the rest of you Amazon motherfuckers out there, YouTube TV watching ass niggas. Like, y'all need to get y'all shit together.
69% of the time, man.
Yeah, those are damn good numbers. Well, in my opinion, those are damn good numbers. I'm all with it. And even though, with that said, and actually, that was actually some perfect timing. That's probably the fastest that we got through that first half of the damn whatchamacallit. That was great. Because I know the next segment is going to be, a lot of talking because we're bringing on, another guest. So we had to make room for Keith. And plus, we talking about the Broncos. So, Keith, he can talk about the fucking Broncos fucking all fucking day long. But I kept them motherfuckers at the last segment, though, because we can make Keith stay on the whole fucking time. But with that said, I'm pretty sure Joe want to go to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we'll jump into the hot takes.
Yes, sir.
You are watching Team NBS Media. We are a digital media brand covering sports, entertainment, and lifestyle, with team members all across the country. Through our written content, podcasts, and video content, we bring you fresh and professional content. Interested in joining the team? Shoot us an email or DM. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe.
And we are back. I don't know what Rick be doing this shit, but Rick be like vanishing and shit. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. See, that's what happens. I made a mistake, right? And matter of fact, let me Google this real quick before I get the name fucked up, right? Because I wanted to say this, and I know I always. First of all, this show is dedicated to Vic Aguilera of the Penguin. Now, you know what? I meant to say that before, as soon as the show went live, I did say, I want to dedicate this to my man Vic. That was some fucked up shit.
They did
I don't want to spoil nothing, but this show was dedicated to my man Vic. Poke ass fucking Penguin. I'm sorry, Joe. That was I just had to do that. I had to Google the name, make sure I had the last name right and everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but what we do have my man Keith over here just waiting in the green room. You know what I'm saying? Sipping on some yak. We gonna bring him in here real quick. I'm just pulling up the next topic right here that we're gonna talk about right now. So Joe, whenever we bring him on, you can bring on Keith. Let's get this popping. And Keith, what's going on, brother? Oh, he's muted.
I mute myself like an idiot. What's up?
There you go. What's going on? Welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, first time, so it should be good.
As y'all can see his background image, right? So you already know what it is with Keith. Damn Broncos.
Unfortunately, it is, yeah.
And the sad part is, the first topic that we're going to discuss is like anti-Broncos and shit. So I am so sorry, brother. But this is the question that we're going to start with the hot topics. Pop it off right here. Can the Chiefs go undefeated? Let me see. Keith, as the guest, what's your thoughts on that?
No. And that's not because of where people perceive as the fallacies of their offense. I think their offense has been playing good enough. We're just used to seeing their offense score 50 a game, what hasn't been the case this year. But they're still averaging, I think, close to 25 points a game. So it's not that. I mean, they have some cupcakes left. They got the Panthers, the Raiders, the Browns. There's teams that should be, like the Chargers, the Texans, and the Steelers. But I don't think they beat the Bills or the Broncos, mainly because the Bills always play the Chiefs really well, except for the playoffs when they lose every year. And then the Broncos have traditionally played the Chiefs. Well, even during that 16-game losing streak, the last 10 games of that were all really close. And then the Broncos are the last game of the season. They're going to be wrapped up in their division. They're probably going to be wrapped into their playoff seed. Like, there's no need for them to even play their starters or play them for very long. So just because of them being undefeated up to now, I just don't think they go the rest of the season to put the effort in to be undefeated, because there's no point to it, really. You just want to get to the Super Bowl. Like, being undefeated to the Super Bowl, unless you want to beat the 72 Dolphins, is the only prize for that. And we see what happened to the Patriots when they went undefeated to the Super Bowl. They got beat by the Giants.
Sure, indeed. Rick, you got any thoughts on the remaining schedule, and can they run the table?
Well, here's the thing, and everybody said it. I saw it a few weeks back that the Chiefs have a easy schedule going forward. They might not walk out of this weekend. They play the Bills this weekend. They might not walk out of that game with a win. The Raiders played them tough, only lost by 7. The Broncos only lost on a blocked field goal. The Steelers are playing great football. Houston's a wild card. The Chargers, we've already said, are playing good football and are upsetting teams. There's a lot of good teams left on the schedule that could just throw an easy loss in there if the Chiefs aren't ready. Do they run the table? I do not think so. I don't think they make it out of this weekend with a win.
I agree. They're not beating the Bills this weekend. It's just,
even though I say that, I probably picked them in my picks wrong.
No. Actually, I think you did pick. I think you actually did pick Buffalo. But oh shit, that's what we forgot to do. We forgot to do that too. But we'll do that with Keith on here as well. I totally forgot. But yeah, I'm with both of y'all. I really don't think they're making it out of this week coming. I think the Bills will put a spanking on them. The Raiders, tough matchup. Let's say they make it past the 3: Buffalo, Carolina, and Los. I was about to say Oakland, and the fucking Raiders. Something about that Chargers team and their defense, I don't think that they can make it past that. Then you still got Houston, and you still got Pittsburgh. Then you still got the Broncos are pissed. I think they're going to sign 2 more kickers just to piss them the fuck off. But going undefeated, and like Keith was saying, I don't for Andy Reid, I don't think it's that important, because you got to go through the whole season answering questions. Let's say you do go undefeated, then you get to the Super Bowl. You got 2 weeks of answering that fucking question. What happens if that? I don't think Andy Reid gives a fuck if they go undefeated. They just want to win the fucking Super Bowl. I just don't see it happening.
I think the one thing they have going for them is that they're going to keep getting better with DeAndre Hopkins. Despite what he did last week, he's going up against that Denver secondary, which is really fucking good. So I don't view that as him being washed, people want to say. He's going to keep getting better. They're going to get Isaiah Pacheco back as well. So they're going to have Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco, who can just beat teams down, and then they just do what they do in the fourth quarter because the defensive line is tired, and that gets worse when you add Isaiah Pacheco to that. So I don't think they're going to go undefeated, but I think the offense is going to get better as the season goes on, which I think is the biggest problem for other teams.
Look, I'm with y'all. I totally agree on that one. Sorry, Chiefs, but the undefeated season is just not happening for y'all. So far, hey, look, great run. Shit, I mean, you're 9-0. Like, what the hell? Didn't see that one coming. Hats off to y'all, but going undefeated, it may be important for a team, say like the Chargers or the Steelers, but for a team that just won back-to-back championships, it's just not important to them. Right. So we can all agree that that shit just ain't happening. Oh man. This next one right here, is Greg anywhere around? You know what I'm saying? Anybody see Greg in the chat or anything right here? So Rick, we all seen what happened after the Eagles beat the shit out the Cowboys, right? Parsons went and said that he's trying to win for like Zach Martin, and that his coach did not put in the same amount of work that Zach Martin did. Honestly, I don't think he meant it the way it came out. I think I get what he was saying, But what is the fucking issue with the Cowboys this season? Not just the losing, but just the organization in general.
I think there's a lot of there's too much stuff that is not kept in house, and I don't know if it's just over media coverage. I don't know if it's their podcast that is keeping people, open to saying whatever they want out in the media and just with no consequences. If Cowboys wanted to address their issues, they need to do it in house, and a lot of it's coming out in the media, and it's a circus over there. And Jerry Jones, man, it's time to hang him up. That dude has no control over this team. He's going after reporters. He's bitching that, look, we should redesign the stadium because someone asked him a question about the damn curtains. Like, dude, if you're getting that mad, you have no poise. You have no leg to stand on as far as the decision maker for that team. You just can't. Your mind is gone. You're too focused on proving a point. You're too focused on trying to prove you're the best. Just go out there and win football games. Let someone else take over. Who gives a shit? You're just causing more drama for your team.
All right, Keith, what you think the issues with the Cowboys are?
They've had the same issues since 1989.
Damn.
That's the year that Jerry Jones bought the team. I mean, they won those Super Bowls early, but since then, he just could not get out of his own way. He has this huge, big dick mentality that, well, I bought the team for $140 million. They're worth $11 billion now. So, I mean, it doesn't matter if they're losing to him. They've made him $11 billion. He doesn't care. Only thing he cares about is the Cowboys being on the tongues of everyone, whether they're good or bad. He doesn't care as long as the Cowboys are on the tongues of everyone, and the Cowboys keep making him money. And as long as that's happening, then he's gonna keep that team for as long as he can.
So at this point, can we blame the team, or can we blame their delusional fans as well for what's going on?
I mean, I would still say the team. I mean, the fans are only a reflection of the team, and the team is this big, boisterous, this is our year, every year team. So fans are going to be crazy no matter what. Right? Whether the team is good, whether the team is bad, fans are fans. They're going to believe shit that doesn't make sense. But as long as the team keeps projecting that, there's no reason for the fans not to either.
So it's for me, we can touch on this Derrick Henry shit. Their issue, according to Jerry, was that we didn't have the money. Well, asshole, that's because you knew your wide receiver and your quarterback needed the money. You waited when you could have been gave them their fucking contract and still went and signed Henry. Knowing the sad part is Henry wanted to play for y'all. Derrick Henry, he wants to play for the Cowboys, and you as a what? First of all, how the fuck are you the owner and the GM? Somebody really got to explain that shit to me, yo. You really got to explain that one to me. How the fuck are you the owner and the fucking GM?
What's that movie with Will Ferrell where he's the owner of the Flint Tropics and he plays on the team? If Jerry could get down
Tropical Thunder?
Yeah.
No, not Tropical Thunder. I forgot. I know you're talking about the basketball joint.
Yeah, I can never remember the name. Semi-pro. That's the name of it.
Yeah, semi-pro.
If Jerry Jones could get there and play quarterback, he would. That's the ego that he has. And because this ego is so big, he's going to sell that team never. He's going to be ordering that team until he dies. And that's unfortunate for Cowboys fans because he's too stubborn to die as well.
Well, here's the thing. I don't even think he needs to sell the team. Just give up the fucking control. You're too worried about puppeteering this brand that you're not putting together. You would sell a lot more ad space, a lot more merchandise. You make a lot more revenue with a winning team than you do a losing team. And right now he keeps putting together losing teams because he thinks 2 stars on offense will make a team 2 stars on defense. No, you got to fill a whole 50-man roster.
If he would have signed CeeDee Lamb and Dak day one, he saves at least $30 million a season right there. Maybe not 30, but at least $20 million a season right there. You could sign Derrick Henry and another good player or two of that amount of money.
The wild part is watching, I think it was First Take, and they was like, hey, so and so covered the Cowboys, as a member of the media. Mm-hmm. It was like the hierarchy after the game goes like this. You talk to Jerry first, then you can reach a player, and then you probably can get to the coach's press conference. So Jerry comes first. Motherfucker, you're the owner. You shouldn't be talking to the fucking media.
I don't see anyone who talks to him as much.
Dude, and you do a podcast every week, and now you're out here threatening people's jobs over. I'm like, this motherfucker is just too. Like, we talk about James Dolan here in New York, who owns the Knicks and shit. Nobody is worse than fucking Jerry Jones, because in his mind, he's not doing nothing fucking wrong.
Man, so I covered the Colorado Rapids. They've been begging to get the Cronkies to come into the building for like 4 years now. They won't even step foot in the building. Like, no one talks to them. Even the club president. Like, I know the club president first name basis. Like, if I saw him out on the street, we would talk to each other. He never goes to the press conferences. And it's always the coach first in the press conference. So I don't know where they got their hierarchy from, but it dooms them for failure because that's how shit gets out.
Yeah, that was that. Go ahead, Rick.
But here's the biggest problem, and it starts at the fucking top. And we say this, and we could talk Jerry Jones and all his decisions and all this other bullshit, but it's also his mentality. Just the way he talked about, how dare you question me about putting up the fucking curtains in the building that would actually help my team. How dare you question it? When he was on that podcast and he said he could fire the host there. I could have someone else come in. How dare you question me? That's the toxicity he brings to the fuck. That's the culture you're building. You start at the top and you're like, how dare you question anything I do wrong? You're instantly on the defense. You're instantly bringing a toxic atmosphere to that team.
So, okay, we all know. Look, I still think he's great at his job. I'm not talking about that fucking Jerry. No. Stephen A had the wildest fucking take today. My man said that Cowboys should hire Deion Sanders, tank, so they can get Shedeur Sanders. I'm like, okay, it sounds good in theory, but you just paid Dak, all this motherfucking money. So now what you're saying, just cut Dak and go get I think that Jerry may even call Deion, because McCarthy, he's gone. He's done. He's just not gonna fire this motherfucker in the middle of the season. But he's done. But the problem is a person like Deion, or they also mentioned Bill Belichick, they can't coach under someone like Jerry, because Jerry, in the same instance, is the fucking owner, the GM, and an assistant coach. Like, you can't work for somebody like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Deion's not leaving Colorado.
Hell, if he leave Colorado, I'm gonna whoop his ass. Like, plain and simple,
I mean, the weed is legal here and very good.
Yo,
he's a king of Boulder. I mean, his sons give the parking people fits, but outside of that, he has no incentives to leave, unless it's going to be to a winning team. Then he has a good chance to win. And as far as drafting Shedeur, even though the Cowboys suck, they're not going to lose enough games from here to the end of the season that they can have a chance to draft Shedeur.
I don't know. You seen no motherfucking Sunday? They got Cooper Rush and fucking Trey Lance running quarterback. Them motherfuckers suck.
They'll stumble into 2 or 3 more wins. And that's
I'm telling you, what's going to happen next game, CD Lamb's going to come up with a fucked up shoulder, or he's going to pull a hamstring. Somehow, CD Lamb is going on IR. Because he's like, yo, I'm not playing with these motherfuckers no more. Watch. Granted, in about 2 weeks, that report is going to come out that his shoulder is now too fucked up for him to play on. I think that's just waiting like, yo, let's see what we can do against the Eagles. And, they can't do anything. Oh shit, I'm hurt. He's going to IR with that. What? I guarantee it. Y'all heard it here first.
I mean, I would have hit the rewind button on here, because I don't even think they fire Mark McCarthy. I think he's too fucking stubborn. Look how bad they were under Jason Garrett. They kept him for.
Nah, bro. These motherfuckers only won 3 games so far, Rick. 3 games. The Cowboys, 3 games.
The Cowboys had those years. Who was their quarterback? Who the hell was it? Fucking few years ago, man. Before Dak, they were 3 or 4 years.
Romo.
Still wouldn't fire a dude. No, not Romo. The in between. I swear there was someone.
They had.
No, there was no one in between Romo and Dak. Dak came in
maybe
when
I'm
Romo
thinking
got injured.
Romo then. All right, maybe I'm going back too far. But at the end of the day, Jerry wants a yes man. He wants someone that he could bully around, tell what to do, and he's not getting that out of Dion. Dion is not going to just sit there and take his bullshit. No.
You ain't getting out of Belichick either. Belichick will tell you in a minute, kiss my ass.
I made too much money. I got a 26-year-old girlfriend at home. See ya. He would not give a shit.
Yeah, Belichick is my idol, y'all. I can't help it, Belichick is that dude. But I mean, I can't say I feel no sympathy for them because I can't stand the fucking Cowgirls. But Jerry, this is what you created, and also people like players like Dak and CD. I get it, you're loyal. Like if I'm Parsons, I'm like, yo, just trade me to the Eagles. Yes, I said trade me to. I don't give a fuck. Just trade me to the Eagles. Fuck all the other 30, or all the other 30 teams out there. Just give. Screw you, Joe. I see you shaking your head. Anybody want to go to fucking Commander? So I don't know why you shaking your head. Just trade him to the Eagles. I mean, look, that's what Greg said. Greg said, yo, let all the motherfuckers go. Greg get mad. He just be ready to dump fire on his whole team. Greg don't give a fuck, yo. But once again, you're taking the money, and you already know what kind of bullshit you playing for. You already know how your owner and your GM is, but you keep taking the money. So this is what you brought on your fucking self. Y'all can just go to Philly and just win the championship, but that's a whole nother thing right there. I'm sorry. All right, so I kind of like this topic right here. Oh man, let's see this next one right here. I would love to have Steve on here, but Steve would have took up a whole hour talking about this shit right here. Steve, I love you, bro. But oh shit, already did that one, huh? Oh my bad, y'all. Already clicked that one. Oops. There we go. Do the Vikings re-sign Sam Darnold at the end of the year? Keith, what do you think the Vikings going to do with this quarterback situation?
No. And not because
shit. He said no quick.
Not because I don't think he's played well enough for them to give him mid to top quarterback money, but that's the problem. They can't afford to give him a longish contract and that money, because by the time that's over, then JJ McCarthy's still there. He's not going away. They can't tie that much money up into him. I mean, maybe they'll sign him to like a short 1-and-1 where they get a 1 year and then the player option for another year or a team option, but they're not going to sign him long term, and they're not going to sign him to what he did, at least $30 million for another team. Like, they're just not going to do that.
Rick, what you think? Sign him or let him walk?
See, the hardest part is Sam Darnold's played himself into a new contract. Unfortunately, it's not going to be with Minnesota. I think Minnesota has all the rights to re-sign him, and if they like Keith said, if they can get him on a 1-year deal, a 1 year they paid him what, 1 year $10 million this year. They get him 1 year, $5 to $7 million next year, maybe even $8 million player option. Cool. That's the route to go. But JJ McCarthy's their future going forward, and should they sign him as an emergency plan or to bridge the gap for McCarthy to come back healthy? Yes. Unfortunately, someone's going to go after him in the offseason again.
Browns need a quarterback. Raiders need a quarterback. Giants need a quarterback. They're all stupid enough to pay him over than what he's worth.
Right. And
he said they all stupid.
That's the sad part. So they'll pay him starting quarterback money when they need to be trying to look for him as a cheap option to bridge the gap to every rookie they draft. But that won't happen. Someone will pay them for him to be the starter, and they'll throw money his way. And I'm not saying he didn't play his way into earning that this year, but I don't think he's going to earn it next year.
And that's what I'm trying to say too. I don't think he is regressing a little bit from the start of the season. Like that's happening. But the Giants paid Daniel Jones $40 million. Like, Sam Darnold could get at least that with having led the team to this point to 7-2, and then maybe lose 3 more games at the most. Yeah, he's going to get paid. Just there's teams out there that are going to pay him more than what he's worth. Which, if he can do that, get money.
But neither one of y'all really think it's going to be the Vikings. I mean, once again, the Vikings sucked. He lead these motherfuckers to the fucking playoffs. You just going to let him walk out the door for a rookie? Like, McCarthy got hurt his rookie season. So we don't know what quarterback we getting that you could be coming off a 10 or 11 win season. We're just going to let that quarterback walk and throw a rookie into the mix, and we can easily regress to fucking 3 to 4 win team the next fucking season. That's that's a hell of a risk to take.
They've already gone through paying a lot of money for a mediocre quarterback. They did that for years with Kirk Cousins. I don't think they're ready to jump in bed long term with another mediocre quarterback when they have someone with a skill set that's better than both of them. I mean, I don't think they're not going to go out and get someone good, or at least good enough to lead the team just in case McCaffrey doesn't work out or needs another year, but they're not going to spend $40-50 million on someone else either.
Yeah, I think that's where they're at. Oh, go ahead.
I would hate to be their fucking GM because that's going to be a tough decision to make after because, I mean, once again, JJ is having an outstanding year. If JJ goes to the front office and say, yo, I want this guy, then what?
Well, here's the thing I think Minnesota does. One thing that you've seen out of Minnesota all year and everybody's talked about is Brian Flores' defense. Even if McCarthy isn't the guy they think he is, that defense is going to make up for a lot of the mistakes and keep them in game. So I don't think they regress that much further. Do I think there'll be a 10-win team with him? No, but not right off the bat. Let me clarify that. But I also think they can easily go out and get a cheap veteran the same way they did Darnold and let Sam Darnold walk. Who that veteran is, couldn't tell you. I don't know who's up for free agency this year, but I don't think unless they can get him on the right deal, maybe even if they go 2 or 3 years, and that third year isn't guaranteed and they can cut him, it's got to be at the right price. And too many teams are hurting for a quarterback that we said are going to overpay him. He's going to get at least $20 million in free agency.
Hey, sorry, Minnesota. I look. Y'all got some tough fucking decisions to make. I'm glad that I am not a fan of y'all fucking team because once again, either you pay this dude, you're gonna walk out the door, and you got to put your faith in McCarthy. Like, I mean, they was already going to do that, but once again, who saw Sam Darnold doing what Sam Darnold is doing? Same shit with Baker Mayfield. I mean, keep it a buck. Baker Mayfield in Tampa Bay. No one saw that shit coming. Look, I don't know. I don't know if I can risk that with McCarthy. McCarthy was never a top tier quarterback to me, any motherfucker way, even in college. But I mean, you throwing the fucking JJ. I mean, I can throw the fucking JJ and get 500 yards a game. I ain't gonna lie, but I mean, it's gonna be a tough off season for Minnesota. At the end of the fucking day, I pray for them. Ooh, yo, we ain't got no. Damn, who's else still a guy? Don, Philadelphia Eagles had a rough stretch without a franchise quarterback until we drafted. All right, first of all, let me tell y'all, I ain't gonna sit here and let nobody dog out no Donovan McNabb and shit like Julio now, bro. I know that you are an Eagles fan like I am. Okay, I ain't gonna front. We did go to a dry patch. I ain't gonna lie. And no, fuck that. No, because at the end of the day, Carson Wentz was not bad. Like, let's keep.
He got hurt.
You know what? Screw you too, Rick. Wentz was not bad.
No.
He did not win us the Super Bowl. Yeah,
Nick Foles came in and won a Super Bowl for you.
Yeah, Nick Foles just came in and was like, man, get the fuck out. This is my team, bro. Like, look, my man got a statue outside. Eagles be doing entirely too much though. Niggas went one Super Bowl. They got a statue outside. It took Rocky 8 movies to get a fucking statue. It took fucking Nick Foles 1 game. But no, Wentz was not bad, yo. We can't sit here and say that. I mean, those years, my man was in the MVP race. Wentz was lighting shit up to that Ram game, kind of fuck. And then the following year, I mean, he came in lighting shit up until he just forgot how to play football. But no, Wentz was all right though. No disrespect to Wentz. Ooh, it's a nice one right here. Oh man, Keith, we're gonna start this one off with you. Once again, you're playing the role of GM. What do you do at the end of the season? Are you keeping Wilson or are you keeping Phil? One of them motherfuckers got to go. You got to sign one. Well, maybe you don't. But if you had a choice, which one are you keeping to go into next season? They both free agents.
Wilson.
Oh shit!
I know. Like Justin Fields led the team before Wilson got there, but it's very obvious. Even though Russ probably runs the same 40 that I do right now.
Oh shit! That's wrong.
How the offense looks and feels under Russell Wilson. Even though Justin Fields didn't play bad, it just looks that much better with Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
they got him. I think 1 year for like two. It's like less than $5 million was what they're paying him for 1 year. I think he learned his lesson in Denver. He's not going to go out and try to get that money that Dak got, essentially, which is like top of the top, even though you're not top of the top. Like he was like, they're still gonna have to pay him like $40 million, something like that, $30 to $40 million. But that's still cheaper than going out and trying to get a top tier quarterback. It's better than making your bank on this year's drafts at quarterback because those are all not for surefire going to be good NFL players. It gives them an opportunity to let it play out. I mean, if Russell keeps playing the way he does, they're good for another 2 or 3 years. But you still have to bet against him getting older as his time goes on. But as of right now, there's really no incentive to really pay Justin Fields over Russell Wilson. I mean, as bad as he was in Denver, I think he looks much better once a coach and team actually puts effort into him, which the Broncos didn't. And he's just their best chance to win right now and for the foreseeable future. And there's really not much else out there that you're going to want to play over him. Were you going to take Daniel Jones and make him the starting quarterback? No, you're not going to do that.
He'll keep his bugging. Rick, what do you think, man? Who you keeping, Wilson or Fields?
Well, I think it comes down to what their – it's hard to say because this is going to sound like an obvious statement, but what their offseason plan is, where they plan to build around. Are they going to get stronger on defense? Are they going to pay guys on defense? Are they going to go out and get a big-name free agent to get more splashy plays? If they go that route, maybe they sign Justin Fields. But I know for a fact right now, I think Russell Wilson got a raw deal last year. I think he only made it to Pittsburgh because the Broncos were paying so much of him, his salary already. So he is going to have to get paid. Now it depends. And as Keith said, I don't think he's going out and asking for top money, but at the end of the day, he's going to ask for some money. He's not going to do it on another 1 year deal for $2 million. He's going to go out and he's going to command them. If it's too high, if it's too low, or if it's too high, or if it's too many years, it basically comes down to what his decision is. I think Pittsburgh's got a real good team under Russell Wilson. I think, go out there. You're a Super Bowl champ, man. Go out there and ask for, a middle-of-the-pack contract, get it done, and stay on the team and keep this team rolling until they can draft their next quarterback. That's the smart playbook. Stranger things have happened to me.
I agree with both of y'all. For me, when I look at a cat like Russell, it's not about the money no more because, he's been paid. He's never bitching. I've never really, we never heard him bitch and complain about money. Like, oh, my contract this, my contract that. I think they need to get another receiver in there to pair with Pickens. Mike Williams is not the guy. We won't keep it about, okay, he caught a nice touchdown. So the fuck what? What the fucking bitch? But he was really never that guy, even in with the Chargers. But I mean, we see stranger things happen. I mean, he can stay healthy and be that next guy. I just don't see it happen. They got a great running game. We know their fucking defense is young. They are fire. But like I said, Russ could take a smaller contract and y'all can go sign bigger players. Now with Fields, that's fucked up. I mean, I'm not saying that they're doing him dirty. Just like, damn, bro, that's like 2 teams that gave up on you. Somebody's gonna give him a job. Raiders. Fucking New York, either New York,
either New York, exactly.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about New York in a minute. Either New York team. I mean, there are options for him. For somebody's gonna give him another shot because he did lead that team to 40. And they're looking at that. It's not like he lost the job per se. It was never his job to begin with. Let's keep it above. It was always
penciled
Russell's
in.
job.
Like it was right.
And that's what we're trying to tell. I'm sorry.
Pretty much from day one in camp, that was Russell Wilson's job.
But
that was it.
You can't tell them Steelers fans that because I don't know what the fuck they was hearing. Somehow they always thought it was Fields' job. I don't know what the fuck.
They were hearing Broncos fans tell them that Russell's wash. That's what they were hearing.
We ain't gonna front because you was one of them too. When Russ was over here stinking it up for y'all.
Oh no,
you was going in on him.
I was going. No. I dissed him for what he needed to be dissed for, but I always said it was never 100% Russ. Sean Payton just didn't want to play with him. Is what it boiled down to.
True indeed. The receivers were.
He definitely got paid too much. There's things that he couldn't do well, like things that he can't do well in Pittsburgh right now. He's not as mobile as he used to be. And then we're talking about it the other day. He can't throw across the middle because he's too fucking short. He can't see. But he still throws one of the best deep balls in the NFL. And he still has that clutch gene in him to where if he has a good enough team around him and he has the opportunity, he'll still get it done for you.
All right, I'm with that. I can see that. I can actually see that. Ooh, I told you we was gonna come on and talk about this, and here it goes right here. So we're gonna throw this one to Rick first. You can read the bottom of the screen, bro. What you think? What they gonna do?
Do the Giants move on for Daniel Jones? I think sadly, not sadly, because this year he's not playing bad. Sadly, this year he's not playing bad, so I'll say sadly with an asterisk. Sadly, they'll move on from him. But they deserve to move on from him. I think they moved on a year too late. I think he played well enough to keep his job this year. He's just not. He's not the guy. They should have never paid him that much money. You really took a quarterback who was always going to be a project and gave him top 10 money, assuming he was going to be top 10. And when they drafted him, this is one of the craziest things I'll never understand. They said they drafted him because he was an Eli Manning clone, and I'm not knocking Eli Manning. But those same strengths that Eli had and the same weaknesses Eli had, you now have in Daniel Jones. But Eli was a Manning, all right? He could overcome those mistakes. Eli came firing. His head was always still in the game. Daniel Jones doesn't have that killer instinct that, he gets in his head. He makes the bad play, and then a few plays later, he makes another bad play. So, it depends. If there's a guy out there, like they go get Justin Fields, I could see them moving on from him. But I don't know. This team has more than just Daniel Jones going on right now. They got Malik Neighbors, who's going to be their future. How do they bridge the gap? How do they get that explosiveness with Neighbors?
Keith, your thoughts on this Daniel Jones and New York Giants shit?
He's gone.
Damn, he's gone.
Even if he has not played as bad this year, the one thing that has followed him throughout his career is that he's consistently inconsistent. Like, you don't know if he is going to be Danny Dimes or if he's going to be Danny, get me off the field. Like, it's. But what it comes down to, and the last thing is that, what is it the Wu-Tang Clan said? Cash rules everything around me. If they cut him after June 1st, or if they trade him after June 1st, they save $30.5 million in cap that season. And then they can split the dead cap over 2025 and 2022 at $11.1 million.
He's gone.
They would be stupid to keep him if they can save that much cap and split the dead cap over 2 seasons that way. Because, as bad as they're playing, they're going to have probably the pick at whatever quarterback they want coming out of this draft. If they don't want to start that quarterback right away, they can go out and get a Justin Fields, Jameis Winston, Sam Darnold, whoever might be available. They can also get a good receiver. They can work on their offensive line, all of that $30.5 million. Mm-hmm. It would be idiotic if they didn't get rid of him just based on the money standpoint. But with on the field too, just because he's playing good this season, or better this, he's not playing good. Because he's playing better this season. that doesn't discount for the other seasons where he's been trash. And that's not all on him. Like, the coaching hasn't always been good. They hasn't always had weapons around him. But at the end of the day, he's not good enough. So you save money, you get a better opportunity to get someone better in if they get rid of him after June 1st.
Well, here's the thing. Back in, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. I go.
Well, I think the deciding factor on it, when everybody looks at these teams, you know, should they re-sign the guy? Should they let the guy go? You know, are we losing fan favorites, etc.? At the end of the day, you have to rip that Band-Aid off and look at it like, is Daniel Jones the guy that's going to win you, not even the Super Bowl? Is he capable of winning in the postseason? He's done okay in the regular season, you know? He's never going to be that guy that's going to go up against, like, the Detroit Lions and stand toe-to-toe with the Lions or the Vikings or the Packers. So I do think it's time to move on, and I just think they waited too late.
I agree. Are they going to cut him? Yeah, they got no choice. But the narrative that they're kicking now, you know, with the bye week, we're going to look at everything. I'm like, y'all, they trying to blame him per se for what went wrong against Carolina. But this is a totally different argument if Tracy held on to the fucking ball in overtime. We're not having this fucking discussion about benching Daniel Jones if the young running back if he didn't fumble the fucking ball.
Right.
So I'm like, at the end of the day, I get it, but y'all kind of blaming him for something he didn't fucking do.
Right.
He fumbled the fucking ball. You want to bench somebody, bench the fucking running back for fumbling the fucking ball in the fucking OT. Daniel Jones didn't throw the fucking interception in fucking overtime. He fumbled once again, if they win that game, we're not having this conversation about benching Daniel Jones during the fucking bye week. That's my only issue with this New York media and these NFL analysts is that they're like, hey, bench him. But you're saying if they would have won that game, we are not talking about benching Daniel fucking Jones.
Well,
y'all talking about benching him for something that a running back did.
They're gonna bench him. Who do you think is gonna come in and bring the fucking spark? Tyrod Taylor?
He's the man, bro.
Come on. You're not gonna find that spark. I feel like Daniel Jones gets beat to shit, and the Giants he'll be all right. I'm gonna say this: he'll get paid as a backup quarterback. He'll get backup quarterback money to go on a team and be in an emergency starter if someone goes down and gets injured. So I can't be mad on Daniel Jones. So I don't feel too much sympathy for him. But he's
going to end up in Denver. You know what I'm saying?
No. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, he'll bounce back, man.
He's going to end up with the Broncos and shit.
He'll end up starting for the Broncos. Watch that.
I will say this.
He's going to be Sean Payton.
He's an upgrade over Jarrett Stidham, and he's about even with Zach Wilson. So maybe.
Oh, damn. Yo, wait a minute. Zach Wilson, he's still in the NFL? What? Who the fuck Zach Wilson play for y'all?
He's a primary backup for the Broncos right now.
I forgot he was in the fucking league.
Exactly.
Damn, he send them motherfuckers over down to the Commanders and shit with Joe. Like, God, no.
What's really going to happen is Daniel Jones is going to end up with Jerry Jones. He's going to be the backup quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys.
And lead them to a fucking Super Bowl watch. I mean, he's a bum like Troy Aikman. We're going to keep it a buck. Like, shit. I ain't going to say that. All right, so we talk about one bullshit New York team. Let's talk about the next bullshit New York team. Rick, once again, if you are the New York Jets, what is your main plan this offseason? Because their season is done, bro.
See, here's the thing. I think the Jets are handcuffed. First of all, I do think their season is done. I don't think they have it to go on a run. They have all the talent in the world. They have a good offense, a good defense. They're just so dysfunctional. That's not going to change anytime soon. They might make the big plays. They might start to come around, but that team is still going to be dysfunctional top to bottom. I think they're handcuffed in the offseason because I read a thing earlier this morning that the whole Devontae Adams coming in was if Aaron Rodgers was going to be there in 2025. And I think it's time to move on from Aaron Rodgers, man. I'm sorry. I was nervous about when they signed him, when the Jets signed him. I'm like, fuck, man, I don't want this dude in our division. But said it at the beginning of the year, that's going to be a tough injury to come back from. And it's still lingering. I don't care what anybody says. He's not moving like he used to. He's not playing like he used to. He's in the decline. And you can look at his stats, and his interceptions will show it. The Jets just don't have it figured out in one, and they're not going to figure it out in one offseason. And they're sort of handcuffed because who are they going to get to come in? Who are the Jets going to place other than a rookie?
Daniel Jones.
There you go.
Dude could get the same parking spot. Doesn't he have to
You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to go nowhere. Bring back Zach Wilson. Fuck it.
Shit, they just repaint his locker. It's all good.
Nah, but I feel you on that. Keith, what you think about, like, if you're the GM of the Jets, what's your main concern heading into the offseason?
When the Jets sign Aaron Rodgers, a lot of people were freaking out in the AFC, like, oh, this is going to be a Super Bowl winning team. But as Aaron Rodgers once said, I was just like, RELAX, relax. Like, he is old. They got rid of him in Green Bay for a reason. He's just not worth the money that he is asking for and is going to get. But they're not going to get rid of him because they can't. So what you have to do in this offseason is you got to focus on getting your offensive line younger. Offensive line has gotten better this season, but Tyron Smith and Morgan Moses, they're not going to play 3 more seasons. Like 3 more seasons at most. So you got to get into the draft. You got to draft some offensive linemen and get some depth there, because sadly they do actually have a really talented roster on paper. With a little give.
What the fuck was that?
Someone's sending me. I'm getting text message on the phone. I'm like, shut the fuck up, man. I'm on the air now.
No, but they have a really talented roster on paper. I mean, I think if they bring Devontae Adams is not going to go anywhere as long as Aaron Rodgers is there. Garrett Wilson is really stupid good. Breece Hall and Allen are a good 1-2 punch with that offensive line that they have. All I need is a quarterback, and it ain't Aaron Rodgers, but because he's not going anywhere, at least build up the team so when he's gone, you can just bring in a good quarterback and be good to go, like they thought they were doing this year or last year.
I agree with both of y'all.
And you want to say that all they need is a good head coach too, but that guy ain't gonna have any power. Just the same way Saleh didn't have any fucking power this year.
Oh yeah, I forgot they need a coach because they got rid of a good coach because Aaron Rodgers was a little bitch.
I don't know what they do. Aaron Rodgers is going to be 59 by the time that the new season starts. So you kind of stuck with him. Like you said, Adams ain't going nowhere as long as Rodgers is there. You got great young talent. I'm sorry, there's only one Tom Brady. Like there's only one person. Like, even in Tampa Bay, he was on a decline. Like no one wants to talk about it because it's Tom fucking Brady. But I mean, he was like Michael Jordan on the Wizards. Like it was just.